Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, and that is me. Right. So one day last week, I think it was, I just leaving the studio, and I ran into this particular lady. But the usual habit I have is to say hello to everybody at the reception, and you'd have thought that maybe I was the appointed PRO of the organization. But then again, in life, I love meeting people, young people, and find out that they were doing. And that's how I met Rachel Adegunloye. Is that right? Rachel Adegunloye. Well, I have a mic on. I met Rachel Adegunloye and asked her, I think you were with two other people, I think.
Yeah, just one, yeah.
Just one other person, yes. And then I asked, what do you do? And she said she has an organization called Awareness Against Bullying Initiative. And that caught my attention, and I said, I must have you on my program because it will be a subject that I would like to talk about. There's a lot of bullying making the rounds. And so she came this morning, sent me a note that I am here, which I didn't see. And by the time I got to the reception, I met her with another gentleman called Femi Odejide. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. And so I said, is he coming with you? Is he your partner? And she goes, he's partner and partner. And that then rang a bell in my head, and I said, oh, is your partner? Is your partner? I said, yes, they both run this organization, and I should put a call through to my tailor. That agbada that he hasn't finished sewing, he better put on some embroidery.
Get ready.
Get ready. And so that added another spike to the story we are going to hear today. So I said, this makes it the more interesting. Let me note that the program that I do, Daily Digest, is an open-ended program. We can do anything. One of these days I'll be on vacation, maybe with Osa in Scotland, and I'll be reporting from there what I'm seeing. So that's when you have a magazine program, you can always get away with just about anything. So it's not an interview program per se, like people would think that, could you let the man talk? And no, sometimes I want to ask the man the question, let him talk small, then I want to do the talking. So morning, ladies and gentlemen, wedding bells are coming soon. Is that in the works?
Oh, well, we'll see.
He's not talking, no. He's not talking. Wedding bells are in the works.
Yeah, just what she said.
What did she say?
It's in the works.
All right, I know. I was very happy when I heard that this morning. One of the benefits of growing old, I don't know whether it's a benefit, is when you see people do things that maybe you didn't do. You begin to wonder, maybe you should have done that. And I'm quite happy that I have two young people who are together in purpose and then want to take it a step further. I think it gives you a 50% advantage over those who the husband is probably stuck in one bank and the woman is in one insurance company. So you look forward to it. You must invite me, though.
Oh, of course, definitely.
If there are 10 people,
I will.
Apart from two parents on two sides.
Chairman of the day.
No, I don't want to.
You don't want chairman of the day?
Chairman spends too much money. I don't want to be chairman, but I'd very much like to be there.
Yes.
So, whose idea was this awareness against bullying? It was yours.
It was mine, yeah.
Yes. So what prodded you? What pushed you to it?
I would say two things. The first being my bullying experience.
You were bullied?
Oh, yes. I was bullied when I was in secondary school. I think I was around 11, 12. I was in GSS2 then. And they used to call me Oju Baby.
Okay, because you were wearing glasses.
No, like I had a chubby face. I was very chubby. Yeah. So they used to call me Oju Baby, like every time Oju Baby. And to even make matters worse,
yes,
in a way, I wasn't doing well in school. So
but were you physically...
Physically, yeah. There was one time I had like a physical bullying experience. We're coming down from like a workshop like hygiene for teenagers and all that stuff, and this senior pushed me down. And you know, it's if it's a one-time thing, that is a normal thing. It's a mistake, right? But you see them prodding, poking you. They pushed me down the stairs one time, and I went to report to the teachers, and they're like, "Oh, it's a normal thing." Because another thing was that I attended a public school, so they would say, "Oh, it's a normal thing. It will make you stronger." But it affected my grades. They were calling me names. I wasn't doing so well in school, and these teachers that were supposed to maybe help or guide were like, "Oh, you're not smart at all." So even make matters worse again, I was in a secondary school where my sister was a senior prefect. So she was...
It could have offered protection.
It did in a way, but these teachers were seeing it as a form of comparison. They were like, "Oh, your sister is smart. Who are you? Why are you not as smart as her?" It was constant to the point where I was missing classes and all of that stuff. So
really, it affected you that badly?
Yeah, it did.
I was bullied in school.
Ooh.
I was bullied by two people I'd never forget. We are the best of friends, so that's the difference. Because the reason why I would never forget was that I stood up to them with my mouth.
See?
I was the youngest in the class. I started wearing glasses at the age of 8, so I tried to avoid anything physical. Do you understand what I'm saying? And don't forget that in those days, the glasses we were wearing were glass and not plastic. Heavy.
Yeah.
How do you go? But my shoulders still today ache me from the shots I got from Shesonku Yoro.
You even remember his name?
I remember his name. It's Erasmus Sunday Shesonku Yoro.
Wow.
And another one called Moshu de Budodubeko.
Wow.
But I didn't let them rest. The other one was late Popo Kamsin. You know, and they bullied me because I with my mouth, you know, and guess what? It helped develop me, you know. Now I'm not. Just don't let me say I'm not afraid of anybody. That would be the wrong thing to say. But I can stand up to anybody.
Yeah.
These days I can stand up. So I thank them
for that experience.
So anybody is close to someone, wake him up and say I thanked him. You know, he would always. I don't know why it was all this shoulder. He would always. This was my lady. You know, I sat in front and they sat at the back. You know, but till today I harass him. That's why they limited till today. Anyway, so do you regret having been bullied though? Looking back, I'm sure you can stand up to most of them today.
Well, yes, I can. I mean, I'm thankful for that experience, but in a way, it took its toll on me because it took me leaving that school to be able to be like the best version of myself.
You ran away?
No, I didn't. Like I started the school in Abeokuta, a secondary school in Abeokuta, but I had to change state. I went to stay with my auntie in Abuja. So that new environment sort of gave me an opportunity to grow into like a better person. I was becoming more vocal. If someone should insult me, I'll talk back to them because I was in a space where I could fully express myself.
So you set up this awareness.
Yes.
Is it confined to young people being bullied? Or because we are all...
Oh, yes.
Even adults, the government bullies us.
Oh, definitely.
The police bully and brutalize us. So I'm hoping that it has a very wide range. People are bullied at home. Either way. You know, it's not just men that bully women. Sometimes women bully men.
So the thing about Ahab is that at first, it used to be like wide range. We're targeting adults and everything, but we decided to narrow it down to teenagers,
so that you can be well focused.
Not just well focused. I realized that most of the people that grow into adults today, it is because of most of the time the teenage experiences they had. Usually, teenagers are in like a formative state of their life. I mean, they are trying to form identities, getting to know who they are, trying to managing peer pressure and all of that. So that is a stage where you can have conversations with them to either be confident, maybe if someone is bullying them or insulting them, teach them to be assertive, and also for the bullies as well, like let them know that their actions have consequences. So it is important for us to like target teenagers. I mean, we talk to adults too, but we are very specific to teenagers. We go to secondary schools, talk to the students, have conversations with the teachers. I remember the school we went to. This boy walked up to me and he was like, "Why do they keep insulting me?" Like the boy, he stutters. Like he stutters when he's talking.
That would be one reason.
Exactly. I mean, it was like, it is not my fault. I'm like this. Like he said, he tried like speech therapy, trying to like communicate his thoughts and effectively, but they would call him names. Like it was very sad. A 13-year-old boy.
Yes, at that age, I remember when I joined the Methodist Boys High School. People laughed. I was called on my mommy.
Oh, wow.
And it got so bad that, look, my mother used to work at, we were living in Yaba. My mother worked at Post Authority. It's just a 2-minute walk. So by the time I got to Form 4, because they called me my mommy, rather than come with my mom to work, she would drive to work. She had a car and things like that. I prefer to go and take the bus, public transport to go to the same place. And initially she was very upset, because it's there. She would start asking you questions. So initially she thought I was dodging her, that she had to no. And there was a lot of that. And I think it there's a good side to bullying, unless of course it gets excessive.
I would say there's a good side to it. The thing is that
I think
people
it made me look. Look, here I am today. I those were my formative years. To be honest with you, your secondary school. I'm not encouraging bullying, by the way.
Yeah.
But what I know is that it can work positively or negatively.
So I would say just because you survived a bullying incident doesn't. See, there are better ways to things. We are thankful for those experiences. We are thankful they happened because, I mean, look at us today. We are vocal and everything. But just because bullying, you turned out well, right? Or a certain set of people turned out well doesn't mean it's the right way to go.
But don't you think that the experience you had is what I've look at you now? You've gotten it clear. Not only you can stand up, you are able to drag this man. It's a difficult task. You could see I was glad that the two of you, and it's because of your strong character.
I would say
it does help. But
I'm
not saying go around looking for.
I know, but trouble. But the psychological effects, and they are so subtle. That's what people don't know. Yes, I turned out well, but there are times when I have to caution myself when I'm having discussions with some people, and I'm trying to be controlling in a way in my tone of voice and the things that I
question. Do you mind?
Oh yes, you can.
What kind of a lady is she? That she brought you here to stay here for this itself, it tells me something. But how would you describe her?
She's awesome.
She's awesome, you see. You see? And look, you can, every time even when we're outside, every time I put a question through to him, his eyes narrow.
Okay.
Okay, so what are the things that you do in this initiative?
Okay, so what we do is starting with raising awareness, right? We realize that a lot of students don't even know that they are even going through a bullying phase or they're even being bullied. Because I think they should make one thing clear. People should understand that bullying is a repetitive action. And when it comes, it's a repetitive, intentional action where one person tries to harm the other. And most of the time, there's a power imbalance. I mean, people see... most of the time, the bullying we are familiar with is the physical I'll punch you, like you shared your experience that you had, right? But it's beyond that. There's verbal bullying now. The boy that walked up to me that said, he was insulted because he was stuttering. You see people being insulted because of the way they look. They are fat, they are chubby. You see the institutional bullying as well. One of the reasons why we go to schools is because teachers don't even know that they are bullying students. Right, they're having favorites in class, favoring someone over another.
Do you have any program to enlighten adults about being bullied by the authorities? We are bullied by government. We are bullied by these politicians.
All the time.
Bullied by the police. We are bullied especially by military men who think that they have a moral right over you. Not even not even the constitutional right, but like they have a moral right over you.
And if you check check individuals in power, if you check like maybe the way they grew up or the experiences they've had, you see that maybe they were not directly bullied, but they had like a bullying incident where there was like maybe violence or a form of power imbalance, right?
Well,
and they tried to take it out on someone else.
That would explain the behavior of some.
Oh yes.
Some people who in power that we see, and well, I don't know, but there's a particular one that is a complete bully, and has no respect for anybody, and why we continue to contain that kind of bad behavior, I don't know. What does it say, for example, when you find even people in government talking down on people? Robbing, the elite especially.
Oh my God, it happens a lot. The elite, the rich, and it's so sad because another thing I've noticed between these people is that they do it to command respect.
Supposedly, they look like I usually say, the Nigerian elites don't just want to be rich. In fact, they don't really enjoy the money. Really, they just want to show off.
Yeah,
the man is walking around with 10 policemen, and it's just
you don't need it.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
But their mindset, I wonder how you think we can correct that mindset. Because it's becoming entrenched. Mm-hmm. You bully your way through policemen. You bully your way through, name it, even land grabbing. There's a lot of bullying.
I don't know if they're like. Another thing is that when things like that happen, do people speak up? So when it comes to bullying, even in adults,
speaking up is
it's very important. People play different roles. What they just need to ask is that, what role am I playing? You have the initiator, the person causing the bullying, let's say like an adult, speaking or taking advantage of someone else. Then we have the bystanders. And the problem with bystanders is that it's because they have this perspective that I'm not being affected, so I won't say anything. But I've seen cases where someone is being taken advantage of and people come in mass to defend that person, and that person gets justice.
Okay, I get that.
So we need people like that, people to stand up for people. Yes, some people may get burnt in the process of trying to defend. It happens. But once you come as a collective, like come as one and defend these people that feel like they don't have an advantage, they can speak up for themselves, they will back off.
Okay, our line 020127709993 and 020146579190 is 9:24, and this is the time when I have to take a break. When we come back, one of the things I'm going to have to discuss with you is how you relate this to domestic violence and how you think people can stand up to the violators. Remember, when you say domestic violence, don't think that it's only women that are bullied in that circumstance.
Yeah,
I hope you know that. Okay.
Yeah, we have sent some news about that online.
So, okay, we'll take a short break and then we'll be right back.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This Eid, now we'll go enjoy.
Now people will waka enter Grand Square, of course.
From June 2nd, go to 7 Grand Square, they run better discounts. We go sweet your belly. Now the Grand Eid Bonanza, discounts full ground like Suya for Ilea.
Special discounts on top brands for foodstuff, electronics, household, and many more. Better enjoyment they involved though.
Now celebration season with sweet savings and up to 60% off on select items.
So make you carry the whole squad. Go Grand Square for Abuja, Ikeja, VI, and Kano.
Grand Square Eid Bonanza, Ilea just got better.
Discounts everywhere. Come shop with no wahala.
From June 2nd to the 7th, you know where to be.
It's Grand Square. Come and shop with glee.
Is that Alfie playing football in the rain?
It's Toby Chio.
My goodness. When did he grow up?
That's it with kids, so. It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
The world is changing and opportunities are everywhere. The question is, are you ready to seize them? For far too long, we have been conditioned to think within the constraints of geographical borders created by man. An example is Nigeria. But let me tell you something profound. You are part of the world, not just one nation. You don't just live in Nigeria, you live in the world. It's time to break free, look beyond borders, and seek opportunities that span the globe. You need a worldview. The world is open for business, and the opportunities are endless. It's time to think global. It's time to trade global. Visit hfm.com or download the HFM app on Google Play Store or App Store to get started today.
Did you know you can post your job vacancies on Jobberman for free?
Free? Really?
Yes! Through the Young Nigeria Works initiative, in partnership with Jobberman and the MasterCard Foundation, you can list jobs at zero cost.
And reach over 3 million job seekers?
Absolutely! Plus, you get smart tools to manage applicants and boost your brand.
Visit www.jobberman.com/employer/free-listing to post jobs for free today.
Hire right with Jobberman.
Hey, rewards don't land. When I buy airtime and data on any network,
I get up to 10% cash back.
I pay my NEPA, DSTV, or StarTimes and call
3% cash back.
Now so, smart cash back, don't get reloaded.
And they load my wallet.
Hey, it's the Smart Cash Cashback Reloaded. Top up airtime or data on any network and get up to 10% cashback. Or pay your electricity or cable TV bill and get 3% cashback sharply. Only on Smart Cash. No door yourself. Download the Smart Cash app or dial *939# to start today.
Terms and conditions, they shall.
One day now, one day. One no go rest day. Say you still fit go on holiday. Make you know they complain. Retire in grand style. Make it worth your while. Choose a partner that will stress you out. Let's shape your future. Access ARM is working for you. Access ARM is investing for you. To live a life that you dream for you. We don't go for your head.
Let's help you shape the future you deserve. Access ARM Pensions. Future shaping.
All right, class, settle down. Today, let's talk about how you started your day.
We got dressed and had pancakes with John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate for breakfast.
My mom makes John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate for us too.
My mom calls it instant goodness. My sister and I always put it inside our pap. It's so yummy.
John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate is a chocolate drink made of rich cocoa, milk, and sugar. Available nationwide in stores. John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate. Enjoy instant goodness.
Oh, what did happen now? No bonus for all my lines.
No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN better gist. Dial *123*2*1# or text BG to 312. T and C's apply.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
Welcome back to the Daily Digest, and I still have Rachel Adegunloye and Femi Odedide, who we pray the Almighty step in. At that time, we'll be introducing her as Rachel Odedide. Are you one of those who want to keep your dad's surname for identity purposes?
I'm actually indifferent, honestly, when it comes to taking...
What if he insists?
He wants me to take his last name?
Yes, now.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, that's why I said like I'm indifferent.
When you take the ring, you take the name.
You take the last name as well. But some people, maybe because of what they've achieved, their achievement is tied to like their name. They want to keep it that way.
So would I marry a woman and insist that she take my surname? I don't know.
I don't think it's a choice.
It doesn't matter anymore. I don't think I'm not too
choice.
sure I'm going to go down that route. But let's get back to the business of the day. Do you have any activities lined up?
For Abby, yes, we do. So we are visiting schools. We've been to 4 schools so far.
You give lectures?
Oh yes, we give lectures to the students, and then we give them an avenue to ask questions from us. We also have conversations with the teachers because we realize that teachers need to understand that it is beyond just teaching students the ABCs, the everything. Like you are responsible for how, in a way, to a large extent, you are responsible to how a child performs in class, even emotionally and psychologically. So they need to pay attention to all these bullying signs. Even if someone comes to report, how are they handling it? And I realize that a lot of teachers don't have that training.
What about that, the domestic violence level? What do you advise? We have loads of listeners out there, women out there, and even some men that are victims of domestic violence. Most of them don't speak out.
That is exactly what I was going to say, because they see it as a thing of shame for the men in case like women that beat up their husbands.
Okay, let us ask a man. Femi, how does a man admit publicly that his wife, I hope she doesn't beat you?
Oh my God, never.
No, never.
How do you? Or bully you with the mouth?
No.
Because women can be terrible.
Well.
So how? Why do you think most men won't want to admit? You think it's a man thing? It's a masculine thing?
Yeah, I would say society more than man. It starts from the society, the way they have tailored the character or the personnel of what
you'll be an object of ridicule.
Yeah.
This one way you have they beat them.
Exactly, they will insult you and mock you like you're not man enough. So you're supposed to beat
Well, our lines are open now, so you can call in. Like I said, 0201 2770993, and the female line 0201 465 7190. I advise our listeners that Lagos State especially has a very, very robust plan to that. Do you work with the DS? What's it called? Domestic violence?
So we have plans to partner with them, but we have a mental health organization that we partner with.
Mental health care.
Yeah, mental health organization that we partner with.
It don't reach that.
Oh yes.
So you believe that some people are affected, that they need
they need to see a therapist. It gets
so
to
what
that
kind
point.
of therapist should they see? Should they go and do deliverance in church, or should they go to see the native? Have you seen where native doctors handle mental issues? One not waiting here, they beat the hell out of you.
I know that happens, but we have registered and recognized institutions that attend to situations like this.
But you will know that it costs a fortune to consult these people. What do you suggest the government?
Some are affordable. I know in Lagos, I've forgotten the name. There's a mental health organization that partners with the Lagos State government, and they make this mental health discussion really accessible and affordable for Nigerians. There's also mytherapist.ng. They are cheap. I think 5K. The session a session goes as little as 5K because they are trying to make it accessible to people.
Because we don't place a premium on mental health. But I believe if care is not taken, if you did the proper analysis, over half the population of this country might have mental issues.
Oh, we need therapy session. We do.
If you go by what you see in the social media, then quite a sizable number of people need to get themselves analyzed. But let's pick that call. Let's pick the call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Disu.
Morning.
Good morning to your guest.
Yes.
My name is Nosiki.
Yes.
Okay,
Dasuki.
I have a question.
Yes.
Nosiki. Yes.
Good.
Yes, sir. I have a question for you guys. First of all, what I've noticed about bullies is that most of the time they are cowards. They never pick people their sizes or people that can, beat them up. Speaking from personal experience, I had in primary and secondary school.
Your wife bullied you?
No.
Oh, okay.
In primary and secondary school. Yes, I stood up to every single one of them, and they never came back.
Yes.
So what does you think about retaliation? Like, if they give you work, give them two, they will never come back. Do you advise your students?
Okay, not just students. Thank you. Let me also add, you know, sometimes you have some parents, when the children come home to report that the child has been bullied, they'll drag the child back to the school, go beat him up. How do you handle such a situation? What do you recommend?
I don't recommend violence. I mean, I understand the fact that some kids can be called lazy, cowards.
Or they can be sissies.
They call them sissies, right? But I don't recommend violence. See, there's a kind of upbringing you give your child that you teach them assertiveness, that if a bully walks up to them, right, that person can't do anything to them, because you've boosted their confidence to the point where they can speak up for themselves and defend themselves. But in cases where they are being bullied physically and they want to retaliate, I would say they should report. See, there's a kind of confidence you give your child that if you tell your child, if someone should beat you, come and tell me. I remember my secondary school experience I had. This teacher beats me because when I experienced the bullying situation, I was stuttering. I could not speak up. So one day he gave me an assignment, a mathematics assignment. And so he said, before he gave us that assignment, he said, this is going to be hard. I feel like you people will not pass it. So I decided that I'm going to show this teacher. So I spent time working on it. The next day, I was one of the few people that passed it. But he now said we should come and defend what we did and how we did it. That was where Wahala started, because I could not speak. I could not fully express myself. So he just admitted that I cheated. And he beat me that day. As I went back home, I went to talk to my auntie that XYZ happened. My auntie came to the school that day and they ensured that they locked that man up.
They locked him up?
Yes, they locked him up for a day. Yes. So if you give your kids that confidence that if anything should happen to you, come and meet me, I will defend you. It boosts their confidence in a way if they are being taken advantage of.
I think to some extent you might say the jury is out on this. Because what we discover is that sometimes when it's a bit of a decision you have to take on the spot, really. I don't think there's any set case. Because sometimes you want your child to know, that outside the world is a concrete jungle.
It's a tough place,
It's a tough place and nothing is going to come to you. You have to go there. Indeed, we had a top politician who recommended that you go there, grab it and run away with it. I mean, so
So I'm also all for self-defense too, because we see kids these days. We see parents taking them to taekwondo classes, karate, and it's a form of self-defense. If you see that someone is trying to take advantage of you and you have the skills to defend yourself, self-defense, I would suggest you take that.
I don't know about karate.
Karate.
So do you think that it helps probably to boost up the physical strength of your child?
It's yes. In
Don't
that
you
case,
think the mental one would be better?
No, I say it's a combination of both.
I couldn't.
It's a
I
combination
couldn't
of both.
At that time was twice my size.
Yeah, see, it's a balance. There has to be a balance between the mental.
Okay, we have a call. Let me see what my caller has to say. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Okay.
Oh, we lost the call. Oh, what a pity. The call is back. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir.
This is Emmanuel from Lagos.
Yes, sir.
I want to say that bullying is all shades of bad, but you know what? On a second thought, I think it kind of molds people. Kind of makes this coping mechanism. We went to boarding schools where we were beaten and bullied by some seniors that are notable people now. We can't mention their names. But when you think of it, it makes children a bit bolder, self-confident. You know, you can work with anybody, so any kind of personality. You can cope. You can't be pushed over again. But if you are the type that you're pampered all through, especially those that went to day schools, you know, when they get to university, they chicken out easily. That's what I feel. It's not good. I don't support. I wouldn't allow anybody to bully my son, but I believe there's something it brings out of you. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So I get his perspective, but we've read stories in 2021. A boy was bullied to death.
Yes.
In a pub. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yes.
So there are cases like that. Yeah. Maybe it turned out well, you turned out well, but some people don't even make it out. That is why we need to strike the balance. Yes, you can defend yourself. Yes, even if a junior is insulting you, because I've seen cases where juniors bully seniors. I've seen that cases. But
What?
speak up. Yeah.
Not when I was growing up.
I've seen cases where juniors bully seniors.
I guess so.
Yeah, it happens.
I've even the cases now where even students bully teachers.
Oh
yeah,
they do.
Yes,
That happens.
So we have another caller there. How you bully Mrs. Atuti Dada? Okay,
Good morning.
Morning.
This is Mr. Benga.
Yes, Mr.
You see, bullying make you more stronger.
Huh?
It's not negative. It's not positive.
Yes.
But the negative way you should talk about. Some people, they will bully you. Look at our politicians. Let the board breathe. It's a bully.
Yes.
As if they pay them, it's a free source. It's a bully.
Yes.
But we Martins, we accepted it. Who is going to fight for that? Plus, they want to more stronger. They did it together. They became more stronger. To sing. Good morning.
Okay. Let's. You bullied me now. I've almost lost my voice. But it's sad that as a people we are seriously bullied.
And another thing I've noticed is that
we are just too silent.
Too silent. And
left,
one
right,
thing,
and center.
One thing with Nigerians is that we use humor to cover it up. We laugh a lot at our problems.
No, we're just not just rumor. The unfortunate thing is the elephant in the room is religion. We now leave everything alone. I have a friend, for example, who I hope is hearing. And she will say to me, JD, God is looking at everything. And I say, for God's sake, do you know how big the universe is? That God would, first of all, look through all the planets, look through the world, look through the continent, and come to Africa. You being bullied by... I don't believe that. I think that we need to have a culture where we need to stand up to bullies and defend ourselves. Yeah. We haven't got. That's why you can see how excited the gentleman who called was about. We need to stand up to. There's a lot of bullying in it. Police will bully you.
Yeah,
it's different levels. Military will tell you to kneel down, raise up your hand, or do frog jump, and
it's bad.
It's bad. And the funny thing is that, guess what? I want somebody to tell me otherwise. Most bullies are afraid.
Oh, they are. Yeah. They just use that as a mask to cover their
Now that
weakness.
I know what I know now, I could have beaten the daylights out of Shesokuyo when I was in school.
Is he listening?
I'm sure he's listening. I was sure to do the bullies are afraid.
They are.
They are afraid. If you stand up to them once, then now that I know what I know, I'd like to challenge them.
So another thing with bullies is that we have to be also careful. I'm not for violence, right? But like you said, they are cowards. Most of them are afraid.
But isn't there a place in the Bible where it says the kingdom of God suffers
violence?
That means that violence is recognized. It must be. I'm not encouraging people to be violent and whatever, but you do need at the minimum some stiff resistance. Hello, we have a call there. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, ma.
Yeah, what is there is that in teacher training, for people who are taught to handle the primary and elementary and primary, is that counseling is the answer.
Yeah.
When you tell the bullet, now when you hit somebody on the head and the person fall down, can you go scot-free? He will say no. So the body is the temple of God. All the parts of the body are delicate. So they want to show off strength. But in a different, the strength, they also go and show it at the boxing ring or as a sports person, running and all that, not on your fellow human being.
Okay, madam.
Then we teachers are told that the children did not come to school for your own personal discipline, but rather they came to receive the syllabus given to you to impart on them.
Okay,
so
madam.
the teacher have no right to beat any student at all.
Okay, madam.
Or insult them.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think we have another caller. Or do you want to react to what you just said?
No, after the call.
After the call, okay. Because he mentioned counseling.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, ma. How are you?
My name is Rita. Yeah, Uncle Jimmy. See, I was bullied in school.
Really?
Oh, God.
Tell me how. I want to hear this gist.
the boys in my class, they are
Oh,
bullied.
you went to a mixed school.
Yes. So it got to a state of I have to stood up to myself without even telling my parents. So at then, the nanny knew, this girl is now strong. They stopped. So me seeing my daughter being bullied at school, she comes back because she's the only girl in her class, in the midst of boys. So she will come, Mommy, this. I say, stand up. So now she understood herself and she will tell me, Mommy, anybody that say anything to me, I reply them back. So now they know their place. Everybody.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No.
Well, she brought up an issue which I don't know if the two of you have thought of. I'm sure you'd have raised it at some point in the dead of night, where you'd be saying that when we do have children, would you, for example, recommend your child go to a mixed school? Does that help?
Yeah, I mean, it's conversations that you should have. I don't
Have you
think
had
it
yours?
matters. No. No. But I know it's a conversation we should have. Mixed school, only boys schools, only girls schools. The bullying happens. I went to mixed schools.
I went to both.
Both. Oh, okay.
And with my experience, I wish I had gone from my Form 1 to a mixed school. At the very least, you understand the opposite sex more, at the very minimum. And then especially for the lady, for the girl child, and so on and so forth. It would be a good place to start. You don't just start.
Yeah, and I love how the last caller, she advised her daughter to stand up for herself. Like, that is what I'm talking about.
So you're telling young people to stand up for themselves.
Young people, stand up for yourself. If you're a parent,
your advocacy, I hope your advocacy also includes adults.
Yes, it does.
In this political terrain.
It does.
Because these politicians have intimidated us badly. And we hope that even our pastors and imams, yes, we will submit ourselves to authority of whoever is in whatever, but there is how far we can go.
Yes.
I think Nigerians must learn to resist what is bad.
Yeah, in every sector.
We have a quick submission.
That's the problem.
Is it that life is so sweet that we don't want to lose it? Are you afraid of death?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Are you? Koku. We have a caller.
Oh,
hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
My name is Oboyinlo Peter from Shongoto, and good morning to your guests. Do you know that even in their religious institution, there's bullying going on? Yes, I remembered my 7 years. I won't mention my church anyway. I was bullied by my minister for 7 years, and I don't find it easy. I have to leave that church for almost like 2 years, but I have to come back. But now I wanted to face him, but they transferred him. I said, let me stand up for my rights. But when they transferred, I said, okay, better. So even in a religious institution, we are being bullied. Good morning.
Yes, I totally
being
agree.
bullied everywhere.
Even in the corporate space, the 9 to 5
Oh
space.
my, workplace bullying.
A case like that. I think someone reached out to you a while ago.
Yes,
A quick
on
one.
LinkedIn.
A quick one before we go, because we have just 2 minutes.
Okay.
Your advocacy, does it also is it directed especially at women in the office?
Yeah, so we have
sexual harassment.
Yeah, so we have conversations like that majorly online, and right now one of the things we are trying to do is partner with people in that space, like institutions, mental health institutions, domestic violence. Just have conversations with these people, and also we are trying to like partner with schools. That is like partner with secondary schools, partner with tertiary institutions. Just to have these conversations with them and realize that these issues are deeper than we think.
One of my listeners sent me a message wanting to know if you attend to people individually, that if anybody has a case of bullying or whatever.
Okay, so we have...
Can they contact you?
So we have a partnership with mytherapist.ng. So whoever it is that has experienced bullying before, we can refer them to a therapist.
That is if they need to solve
if they
trauma.
Need to trauma.
However, yes, they can first
reach out. I'm traumatized.
So they can first reach out if there's like a domestic violence case, and then that's where, so instead of just the mental aspect she's talking about, then that's where, okay, the partnership with the Lagos.
And thankfully, the Lagos State got that right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
so we got that right. I'm so impressed with what am I saying? I'm supposed to be one of the ambassadors. They gave me one pin to stick on my head. I forgot to it. We have to go.
Oh, wow.
It's been nice talking to you.
Thank you. Same
Rachel Adegunloye and Femi Odedide.
Thank
who
you.
hopefully will become Mr. and Mrs. Odedide. And maybe a year later we'll see one or two potential Arsenal or Man U players running all over the space. I wish you luck. So you must invite me to that wedding.
Definitely. We will.
I will attend. That's where we'll draw the curtains for today. I'll be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow I'm supposed to be talking to two young guys as teenagers. Two of them who approached their father and decided that they wanted to start a business.
Wow.
And they've made some good business out of it. Now they're into the shawarma business. Something tells me I might be eating shawarma
tomorrow.
Kofi, should I tell them to bring one for you? Yes, please. Okay, I hope they're listening. Okay, that's where we'll end it for today. I knew you would add something.
2 hot dogs. Please.
I knew you would add something.
Making order on the spot.
We would have to say, have a last word. Thank you very much, my dears. So, What's Up Lagos comes up next. Don't go away.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.